Want something different for your rice? Why not try grilling it? Yaki Onigiri is a fun way to season and change up the texture of your rice. My name is Willow, and this is You Need a Bento. Let's make lunch. Starting our Yaki Onigiri, before you shape your rice balls, you want to start getting your pan hot and throw a little bit of oil in there. Be a little bit generous. Rice does have a tendency to stick. We're going to look at 2 ways to shape your rice balls. If you remember from the unboxing video, the mold. So I've got some rice in there. We're just going to squeeze it, open it up, and with those really nifty hinges, press them out. A lot of people don't shape their own rice balls just because it is so convenient to use a shaper, and you can do more than one at once. But let's look at how to do them this way. So this is just a small cast iron cup. I think it came with a tea set, but that's not really important. It's just the right size. You line it with saran wrap and put the right amount of rice in it. Now, the amount of rice that I have here doesn't matter because this is for the size of boxes that I'm going to be using. Your boxes may be bigger or smaller. So to shape your rice balls, a lot of people do the cup method like that. I have had zero luck with that because it always bulges out at the top. So usually what I'll do is lay them down on the cutting board so you get a flat bottom. Make it roughly triangular, press it. It's also going into a pan, so you'll be able to shape it there as well. So now we have a rough triangle shape, and you can further refine it. And the saran wrap gives you a lot of leverage so that you can reshape it without your hands getting gross. But there you go, see? They're not that different. If you get a chance to get one of the rice shapers, definitely give it a go. It's not a bad thing to have in your toolbox. Also, they come with these little pop in, pop out centerpieces so that when you shape your rice ball, there's a little void for your filling. Now our oil is good and hot. I went for just below medium heat, and we're gonna drop our rice balls in. I did not season the rice at this time because we're going to be seasoning them with a miso butter sauce afterwards. And freeforming your rice balls is always a good idea anyway, because then you can make it into whatever shape you want. You can do ghosts like I did for Halloween. You can do Christmas ornaments. You can do Easter bunnies. I mean, there are shapers for these things, but why do that if you don't have to? So you don't want to leave them too long. The rice is already cooked. I did it a little bit dry. So I did about 1.5 cups of water to 1 cup of rice this time. So we're just going to check these. Now it's totally fine for it not to go brown if that's not what you're after. I'm not after browning because I find that sometimes, especially with this pan and this dry air and with dry rice, you can get unappealingly crunchy rice. And my burner is hot in certain spots and not as hot in others. That's why I use a lot of cast iron. So just make sure you shuffle them around so everybody gets enough heat. And when you're satisfied with the doneness, I like the miso butter sauce. This is 2 tablespoons of butter and 1 tablespoon of miso. You can add whatever else in there that you like that tastes good to you. I don't recommend salt because miso is very salty, and butter, if you get salted butter, is salty as well. And you're just going to kind of brush it on. I use a rubber spatula. You can use whatever works for you. And now, I generally don't put them face down with the butter. It does tend to burn. So you just flip them over onto a plate. Ooh. Accidents happen, even to the best of us. It's totally okay. Now they're out and onto a plate, we're just gonna brush our miso butter sauce on the other side because this is a good sized chunk of rice. You wanna make sure you season it well. That way you don't get boring rice. I hope you try it out. I'd love to hear what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.